More than I need, what you want, girl, it's yours. Give me your feelings, I just can't ignore. 'Cause all I want is you, baby. Give me your time, all your love, I've been patient.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Russell the Fourth.
Hey everybody, it's me, Brandy.
And welcome back to another episode of the What They Never Told Us podcast. What's going on? How you doing? We back.
And as you can see, I'm decked out in my Wakanda gear. I am super excited about Wakanda Forever this weekend.
Oh my God.
We've officially made our plans. We have our tickets. It's on and popping.
Yeah, we plan on seeing it twice this weekend. Coming. Man, no, like we watched this special about Black Panther yesterday. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's on Hulu. But it brought me back to the time when it came out the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And the fandom that occurred, right? And it's a great movie, but it was so much bigger than just a movie.
Yeah, I think in my opinion, in the Black, culture, we have like what people deem cult classics, right? And it's like those movies that just develop a following and they just span any time or space. All the movies that we have besides Coming to America are like about drug dealers, about gangs, about living in poverty.
Yeah.
Like this is the first movie, even though I'm not sure, maybe they did or they didn't when they were going into it, like this is going to be a movie for Black people. I think it was really just like a Marvel superhero movie, right? But it turned out to be something so much more than that. And now when I think about Black Panther, more than just the movie, I think about the life of Chadwick Boseman and the way that he lived his life for us to see was very noble, was very admirable, was very something to look up to. And so now when I go to see Wakanda Forever and knowing one, that he's not going to be in it, and then two, trying to see how they transition that, like it just feels very significant. I don't know. It just feels like monumental.
Yeah. And even before he passed, like Black Panther was one of those movies that I don't think we knew we needed until we got it.
Absolutely.
That, and I put Get Out in that same category because we didn't know, okay, who knew that we needed to see us in this light, something different, or we needed to see a way to address racial tension in a way that's not slave movie or
or like Selma
or inner city gangbang shoot 'em up. It was something different, and Black Panther captured that same vein. Like before this movie, I don't think I've seen Africa like that before.
Oh, absolutely not. I think with the picture they try to paint of Africa is very like downtrodden,
or even when we did see it look like opulence, like Coming to America, it was still goofy.
Yeah,
like he was rich. He used to like, hello, it was very like just goofy, but especially for us, like Black people in America, especially, kind of have this like identity crisis where for us, our roots, our history begins at slavery.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of culture tied to our homeland or our native land. So even though Wakanda is like this fictional place,
it's real.
It gave us a sense of pride. Like, no, this is where we come from, not Wakanda, but Africa isn't what you showed us, the parts of it that you showed us, what you portrayed to us, right? We are intelligent, we're sophisticated, we are royalty, and to see us portrayed like that on the screen, we needed Chadwick Boseman. No one else could have played that part.
No, and I think in the special they said that like we didn't even consider anybody else. Like he was it.
He was T'Challa. Absolutely.
And will forever be. So I'm super glad that they are not replacing him.
Yeah.
As far as getting another male actor to play T'Challa and make us think, like they did the little girl from My Wife and Kids. Like one day it was a dark skinned girl, and then the next day Claire just came walking
a different
down,
person,
and we didn't even nobody acknowledges it.
They weren't gonna do that. Marvel's smarter than that.
Just like they did Aunt Viv. It's just like, oh.
You look different today, sis. Nah, but yeah, I'm so excited to see it. I'm ready to go back to Wakanda. I got my African print. I'm ready. I'm focused.
I have a different shirt. I'm getting my nails. My nail tech, first of all, is dope. So
you excited,
just gonna shout out Twa really quick, but I'm so excited to see what she can do.
I'm some vibranium now. Vibranium.
No, I'm about to fleek it out though. You know, just wait. I might get some super long like claws.
Okay. All right. I'm here for it though.
Just cause for a little 2 weeks.
This is when we got to get extra.
I ain't gonna be able to function and do nothing, but
look here, it's all right. You don't need to function.
I'm ready. I'm super excited though.
You're a Wakandan.
And if them kids get in that theater and start acting up, I will shush them.
Don't even worry about it because we're gonna see it before them. There's gonna be a second time. Don't even worry about it. We ready. But it's gonna be extremely dope and I'm excited for it. Shout out to all the Wakandans out there. Put your bottom lip down.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Wakanda forever.
Hey.
And on the special, I learned that there's a way to throw that up. I just been throwing my hands in the X, but it's supposed to be right over left. I didn't know that.
Okay, I did it backwards then. Wow.
Yeah. Right over left. That's how you know you're official. Yeah. So, yeah. Hit us up. Let us know when you're gonna go see it. If you're gonna go see it, are you a fan? We want to know. But today's gonna be a dope show. I'm excited about it. What we doing today, babe?
We're doing something really different, and I think for the after show for Wednesday. Oh no, it'll be before it comes out.
Ask them questions. What?
It will be before Black Panther 2 comes out because I'm like, we should just dedicate the Wednesday show to just talking about it, but it's gonna be before it comes out.
We do next Wednesday, give people more chance to see it.
But yes, for this show, it is something different. So we've talked before. If you are an official What They Never Told Us family member, you know that before there was ever a podcast, there was just Russell and I going live on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And at the time when we started dating, full-blown pandemic, there was a lot of Facebook advertisements about questions that you could ask your partner to get to know them better, because obviously people were spending a lot of time together. And this one in particular, I can't reach it, came across the screen and I was like, oh, we should do this. So it's called The And it is basically a series of cards that kind of look like this, and they have thought-provoking questions on the back of them, and they have different packs, so it can come for relationships, for mother and daughter, for friendships, or whatever. Obviously we have the relationship pack. And we talked to y'all about being on dates. Our dates were in the car, usually in my driveway, and when we first got this, we're sitting down in the car. I'm like, hey, let's go through the cards, and we literally finished the whole box in one car sitting. And
well, there's a reason why we'd only been kicking it for a couple months, so there's a lot of questions we had to skip over because they were non-applicable.
Yes.
So I'll be interested to know, now that we got some seasoning under us, a little bit more.
Just a little bit.
What's a little more applicable. Also, so this isn't sponsored or anything like that, but the only reason why we're highlighting like this because it's really dope and it can really be a good resource for you and your spouse or whoever you're kicking it with, just to get a little bit deeper. If you're one of the people like me who don't like surface conversations. And also on YouTube, they have a YouTube channel where they actually just film couples going through and asking each other these questions. Yeah. And that's how we found it. We were just sitting at the crib one day.
Well, that's what made us buy it.
That's what made us buy it. We were watching like, yo, we should get this because it's dope. And we did. So today we're going to go through some of these questions, and we have another deck as well. What's that, babe?
So that pack is called Let's Get Deep.
Now this one nasty. I think we were just shopping one day. We were at Target.
It says no. We have the After Dark expansion
Let's get
pack.
Deep, the After Dark expansion. Questions for couples.
So, I mean, obviously, us sitting here and talk about all the lovey-dovey feelings that we have for each other is great, but it's a show. We want to entertain. So we also decided to bring the Let's Get Deep. Now, we have done some of these questions before. They have, what is it called? Icebreaker questions, deep, and then deeper. So the deeper questions are the more explicit questions. I actually did not grab any deeper questions.
I didn't look at the level. I just looked at the questions. Like, I want to ask this. So I don't know if I got any of those. But
so what we did is we decided to pick a certain amount of questions from each card box, and we're just going to go through them. Hopefully they provoke a little bit of conversation. But because we haven't been through the and as a married couple, we want to do that. And we did this once on live, and it was really, really fun. So we're hoping that we get some of those same feelings, and y'all get a little peek into our actual relationship and hear us ask questions on the spot.
Like she said, you got to be OGs to know this. This was like she said, before the podcast. Like we did this when it wasn't the podcast. We were just going live on Facebook. So hopefully you don't remember this. Some of y'all
even
might.
If they do, like I know my answers to those questions are probably not the same. When we were just dating, we weren't even engaged then. Like it was.
Yeah.
It was. What? You don't have enough?
I bought the deck down here, so we're good. I definitely don't, but it's all good. I think I forgot one must have fell out of my pocket. It's all good. Kick it off.
So, my first question is going to be from the Let's Get Deep After Dark expansion pack.
You nasty.
I think it's on par. What everybody know about me.
Don't know. I hope everybody don't know that.
I mean, we talked about the sex episode enough.
Whatever.
So my first question is choked or spanked?
Me? Mm-hmm. But I'd rather choke than spank.
You'd rather choke than spank. That's interesting.
It depends on what's happening. It depends on what's happening. If I'm just in the kitchen, I'm walking by, of course, like that's it. But
no, this is talking about
during sex. I'm not much of a spanker. I'm more of a choker. That's more consistent.
That's true.
Yeah.
You don't like either.
Huh?
You don't like either. You
don't spank me or choke me.
You don't want to be choked or spanked.
Don't choke me or spank me.
So ever. How come you can dish it out but you can't take it?
I'm a man's man. Not saying man's men don't like that. Okay, I'm just saying for me, in sex, I'm more of the aggressor. I enjoy that role more. I don't want to be the one getting choked and spanked. I don't.
Spanking is a little far. I know there are men who like to be spanked. It's a little far for me, but
I'm one of those people who find no joy in pain. Like I don't even like spicy food. Like it's supposed to be enjoyable. Why does it hurt when I eat it?
Choking is not painful.
I wouldn't know. Don't choke me. I'm gonna feel.
We're gonna explore that.
You're not gonna choke me.
We're gonna explore that.
You're gonna ruin the session.
Anyway,
this is why I won't let you tie me up because that stuff right there. I'm not gonna like this. We'll see. No, we're not. Pineapples.
Just go ahead and test the waters. You don't know if you've never had it done.
I've been choked before.
Okay.
I don't like it.
You had some other stuff before, and you said you didn't like it, but until I did it.
Don't choke me, Brandy. Like I'm not playing with you. Don't do that. You already too aggressive. I don't like it. No.
We'll see. So I like both.
Okay.
I don't have a preference.
Not one or the other?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Do them both at the same time. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. It's okay.
This actually sounds pretty good.
We're gonna lose our Christian followers.
It actually sounds pretty nice. You should try it.
All right, I'm gonna go for it.
Just throw it out there.
Multitask.
Yes, please. Okay.
All right.
That was good. That was a good little icebreaker.
That's the icebreaker?
That's what it says. Icebreaker. It's an icebreaker.
I'm scared
question.
to see what you got over here.
I didn't like that's like I think the nastiest. I just had to jump right out.
Well, I'm gonna be wholesome.
Of course.
That's so deep to start off with. Maybe I won't do
come
these.
on, you can't be belaboring it.
Well, I'm gonna. So all right. If you could go back to when we first met, what advice would you give yourself about dating me?
If I could go back to when we first met, what advice would I give myself about dating
you? Come on. Don't belabor.
No, I that's first
you
of all,
gotta
that's
think.
a deeper question.
That's
I was
a really deep
or
question.
Spanked. Like that's jeez. I'm still trying to imagine that. I'm trying to see what that'd be like.
Shake it off.
I'm sorry.
Come on, champ.
I would probably tell myself a lot of stuff, but I think the first thing that comes to my mind is I would make the honeymoon period last a little longer. Like I would have given you that attention that I know you really enjoy, that type of affection that you really enjoy, or in a lot longer. And then when I was ready to like phase you into life with Brandy, it would have actually been a phase. It wouldn't just been like a hard stop. Like, all right, I'm spent. I can't do this anymore. Welcome to the roller coaster.
I think in hindsight, I actually preferred the fact that you just cut the cord.
Really?
Yes. I don't think in the moment, because I didn't have clarity on what was happening, I thought, oh, we got beef. Like, is she losing interest? Is she not? What's going on? It's different. But I think the more that you allowed yourself to carry on in a way that's not natural to you, the more it would have created an expectation and the appetite for something that's not sustainable. So, I prefer the way you did it in hindsight. Let me know what I'm getting into, because if you stretched out any longer, we would have been married. And then I really would have been like, yo, you acting funny. Yo, you trapped me. You waited till you got married and then you switched up on me. It would have been beef. The speed that we was moving in, we had to, make some abrupt changes.
I'll take that.
What advice would I give me about dating you? Okay, it's a lot.
I know it is.
It's a lot. I should have been thinking about this when you were thinking. Probably be open. Be open to whatever comes. I think because I'm quick to like form an idea of something. You know what I mean? Like, I picture what life is going to be like and this, and I create assumptions. And I think when I do that, I kind of create an expectation, that might not necessarily be realistic. So that's that's kind of like related to what you said. You know what I mean? That's why I'm glad you kind of did the way you did. It's because it allowed me to root my expectations in reality and not, what I was being presented in the honeymoon phase. But
is that still advice that you would give yourself
right now? I don't need to give my advice. I know that now.
No, I'm saying like to be open. Do you feel like the open that you are right now, is it the same as when we first started dating, or you are more open
it's changed
now?
to a degree because I know you better, and I think I know what to expect from you. I think what the advice I'll give myself now is just to stay curious, right? Don't have an idea about you that's so rooted and so cemented that I miss you evolving or I don't see you changing.
That's good.
Stay curious about you. Notice the little things so that I don't wake up one day and I'm just like, yo, who is this person? I'm going to notice the change. So I don't think it's be open now. It's just be curious, That's what it would be now.
I have to give myself advice now. I would definitely say that it would be to let you in. I think I still have this part of me, even though I am more emotional with you now, I still have this part of me that's super reserved. Like, even when I want to cry, I go away from you, and I just feel awkward, like crying in front of you or being vulnerable in front of you sometimes, because I don't know what you're thinking, And I think when I have to put myself in like, oh, he probably sees me as so weak right now or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Wow. That's what it feels like. So, and not from you. It's just internal stuff. Yeah. So,
because I cry all the time. Yeah. It'd be wild if I was judgy about you the way I'd be crying.
She ain't the crier. That's my job. Now what I'm going to do.
Yo, there's nothing crazy as a man to be arguing with your girl and then you start crying. And then she's just kind of like, yo, I feel you. Like, don't cry. Don't cry, fam. Like, for real. Like, I'm sorry, boo.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know how to react half the time when you start crying.
Number one, don't act like this happens all the time. It's happened twice. It's happened twice.
It's definitely happened more than twice. But
it happened twice.
It's happened more than twice.
Therapy don't count. Marriage counseling don't count. It
happened twice in the car before we even got married.
That wasn't an argument.
No, I'm not talking about when we
you just mean crying in front of you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, there's no number to that.
Okay.
I've lost count how many times I cry in front of you. But I'm a crier.
Yeah.
I'm emotional. But I'm talking about, I can't remember what we was talking about. There was something that you said that made me feel really misunderstood. And I was like, yo, why would you would think I would do that to you or treat you? I can't remember what it was, but I remember it just hurt me. It hit me. I'm like, it's me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sitting there like, oh, why would you? Like, also, like, what? Like, why would you think I would? And you
I was literally staring
and you
at you.
standing there, you look, and you worried about feeling awkward about crying. Whole time when I'm crying, you like this.
So, is you gonna put yourself together so we can finish this conversation or no?
I hate it. Y'all pray for me.
No, but I mean, I think that you might feel singled out. Like it's not, but I think it's actually the norm. Not the norm.
Singled out about what?
Like I think it feels awkward to you to be the man, but I think it's plenty of men who are in that same situation, especially if you're in a relationship with a black female who was at any time a single parent for a significant amount of time. Like we tend to have a mentality of just like hide the feelings, get it done.
That's most men.
You think so?
I know so.
Yeah.
I am the
You're the anomaly.
I'm the anomaly for sure.
I think there are a lot of men.
When I communicate with my friends, when I talk to my friends, I am so the different one, and I've come to accept that and embrace that. But I know for a fact that most men are the silent, don't show it, swallow it, like don't. You know what I'm saying? If they do cry, it's somewhere that you not seeing it. You know what I mean? That's not me. But my dad like that. It's genetic. I don't know. Like we both saw.
Wait a minute. So it's my turn to ask a question, right? And I think your last little statement of your dad is like that. So in the and pack, they have fill in your own question cards. And so I decided to do that for this.
I don't like it.
And my question is, how did/does your parents' relationship shape the way you view relationships?
Well, I'll give two answers, right? So number one, I think just my viewpoint growing up, I've always had the 2-parent household thing. It's all I know. And I've seen it endure through what I know to just be adult problems, marriage issues, marital issues. But they are the epitome of I'm a stick beside them. Like that is their phrase. They need to get some shirts that say that. So for me, it's shaped my mind. And so the way I approach relationships is never with the intent of like I'm not easily shaken in relationships. I have a high threshold for what I'll take and what I'll allow, good or worse, but I'm not a quitter. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot for me to throw in the towel in a relationship because I approach it and especially marriage with the mindset of we don't do this. Like me getting divorced, there was a huge mental piece that I had to overcome with just the fact that I allowed myself to do that. You know, I don't know anybody in my family that's divorced. I'm the first one. I felt like I opened up the gates of hell to come in and enter in. I brought divorce into the family. So it took a lot from me, but I think in a good way. There's no argument that we have to where in my mind I think, oh, our marriage ain't gonna work. That's not a possibility in my mind. You know what I mean? My thing is like, let's work through it. So that's a good thing. On the flip, growing up, and then when you transition from seeing your mom and dad as just these people that live and take care of you and they've always been there, to like, oh no, these are two humans
in a relationship
with relationship issues that everybody goes through. Oh, they deal with stuff too. Oh, y'all dealt with this. Oh, y'all dealt with that. It gave me some if my first piece was it takes a lot for me. What I learned about them in their relationship as an adult made me say, okay, you got to have limits. There has to be, this is what you want, because I do respect the stick-to-itiveness, like come hell or high water, we gonna be here together. You might be on one side of the house, I might be on the other, but we're gonna be in the house together. I respect that, but I can't do that.
Yeah,
that's not for me. I need quality of life. If we're gonna be here, we're gonna work it out until we can't work it out. And once we get to the point where we decide we're not gonna work it out, that for me, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Just stay together for the sake of staying together.
No, and I feel like that's a mindset. Like a lot of people divorce with such a stigma in past generations that they just didn't do that. They'll endure any manner of relationship, any manner of abuse, any manner of emotional abuse that just because they don't want to deal with that stigma, they don't want to deal with that divorce. Our generation's different. So for me, I think that's the second thing I learned. It's 2-tiered. I feel like I got really long-winded with that, but it's a podcast. We good.
Stop saying that. So for me, my parents did. I don't remember ever seeing my parents, like my biological mother and my biological father, interact. Like I can't think of a time where I'm like, oh yeah, they was talking. I don't think I've ever seen
That's
it.
not funny.
And no, for real. And if I have, it's so far. It was so long ago that my mind don't even. I was probably a baby. So for me, I think relationships in general, I think that's why I have the mentality like when you're an ex, you're an ex. We're not friends. We're not friendly. We don't interact because I didn't see that.
Yeah.
And for a long time, if my mom was dating, me and my brother never knew about it, right?
Yeah.
Now she's married now. And when she popped up with him, I was like, who? You going with what?
It's a man?
How do he know my name? Like, who is this man? Because she dated him without us ever knowing. And then when she was like, okay, this is serious,
Maybe you should meet my kid.
Yeah. But so for me, that's one is just dealing with exes. I just don't even know how to, I don't even know how to do that. On the positive side, I think that them not having a relationship made me desire that. But it wasn't until after I had a failed marriage. So I was always the person that's like, I don't ever want to get married. My mom did it by herself. Me and my brother turned out great, if I have to say so myself.
That's my
So, I can raise these kids and be good.
Mm-hmm.
But once I got married and then that failed, I was like, yo, I want my kids to see something better than what I saw. And I'm not doing a good job of showing them that. So it gave me a lot of motivation to create the relationship that I wish I saw growing up.
Yeah.
And I think that it was a lot of motivation for when I got into a relationship with you, that like all that toxic communication and behaviors like that is no place, and it belongs in a relationship, no place in a relationship. And it definitely should not be behaviors that you show to children.
Yeah.
So I was just like, the silent treatment, the backhanded talks, the talking about my spouse when he's not around to other people. Like I wasn't willing to do any of that. I wanted to really create the relationship that I wanted to see and that I want to see modeled in their lives. Like I want them to find healthy love. I want them to be able, the boys to show emotion and show girls that they actually care about them and not just play nonchalant. Oh no, I don't have no feelings. I don't want that for them.
Yeah.
I want them to really know how to love a woman, and if they happen to run into a woman who is a little bit broken, be able to love her through that. Like
That's
somebody
good.
did their mama.
That part. Can we park there for a second? Because I think there's something in that, like, we always hear, what about the kids when it comes to divorce? Now, I don't ever advocate for divorce. I never will advocate for divorce. What I'm advocating for is work on the problem, solve the issue, come on one accord, and work together. Because staying together does not equal the kids seeing healthy relationship.
Absolutely not.
And a lot of times when you don't solve the issue, you staying together just provides them a front row seat to toxicity that they live in and they repeat, because that's how they've always seen relationships between a man and a woman function, right? So once again, I'm not advocating for divorce, but it's good to know that, and I'll be 100% transparent. My parents stayed together for a while, but they communicated in arguments. Like that was their way of communicating. Even when in my mind, to me, it sounds like argument to them. Oh, we weren't arguing.
I beg to differ.
I don't know. Really felt like it to me. I don't know. But even now, and I pride myself on a God-given gift to communicate, but I'm still working through hurdles of growing up in an environment that was argumentative. You know what I mean? And I don't even know when it happens. Sometimes I'll be in a conversation. I'm sure you can attest to this. And we could just be having a conversation, and then it seems like we're having like a tug of war of words, or somehow it's what you think versus what I think. And I'll be like, how did we get here? Because what I really feel like is, I feel you or have more thoughts, but I come off with a wind of
Arrogance.
Or well, I wasn't gonna say that, but
That's what it is.
Have your way, queen. But I never want to be that. But I'm suffering from the consequences of growing up in an environment where nobody could be wrong.
Yeah.
Where being wrong was an indictment on who you were. And it's better to hold on to your point of view
than to admit that
you're wrong, or to, because it's a detriment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I grew up in that environment. So I would say that if you're going to stay together, do the work. Do the work. I'm not advocating for divorce. I am besieging the people. Like, do the work. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the nasty pack. Let's get deep. Let me go. Deep. How long is your ideal sex session?
10-15 minutes tops. That's from like the
That's
moment.
a marathon.
That's the moment. No, listen, that's the moment I know, or you know, it's time. Whether it's the look, the touch, whatever it is.
Oh, from the initial.
Oh, we about to do it.
Oh, that includes foreplay as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We did it. Yes. 10-15 minutes tops.
Okay. Yeah.
Listen, I the sex episode that did not air, I said I had manganese. I beg to differ.
Thank you. Thank you for being honest.
I'm going to retract my statement.
Tell the truth, shame your knees.
I used to have manganese. Now they more like Debbie Allen. I don't
want to put you on blast, because that's what I say. Okay.
Like Debbie Allen can still do it, but I don't think she can do it for as long. That's where I'm at. Like, they be cricking and cracking a little bit. So I get winded. Like,
I'm glad you know what we go through. Y'all really good women. Y'all really got it messed up. Y'all be up there for like half a minute and be up there.
Yeah, nah.
The whole time, yeah, I can't handle 5 minutes. That man is doing a plank on top of you for 5 minutes straight while thrusting. Ma'am, give that man some grace. It is a lot.
Yeah, no, I don't. There are times, right, where I feel like if we're making love, like it's passionate, is where it can go longer because we're doing a lot of stuff. There's maybe multiple rounds. There's like, but just a normal session.
Yeah.
Like, it don't take much for me. So 10 to 15 minutes. And it's probably gonna be a little shorter than that. Like,
with it. Yeah. Come on. You preaching. You spitting. Yes, ma'am. Long as we get there. That's all that matters.
You know what I'm saying? There's both of us.
There we go. You good? Did you? All right.
Good.
High five.
Yep.
I'm with you. Yeah. No. 10 minutes is, and I don't think people really understand how long 10 minutes is.
Yeah, like, you should set a timer. That's what we're gonna recommend. If you watching this on Tuesday, try to get it in tonight, so you can come tell us on Wednesday. Set the timer. 10
minutes is a long.
It's a super long time.
Yeah, if you out here hunching for 30 minutes, yo, that's you are in peak physical condition. Number one, it's given 20-year-olds.
Do you remember like when you were in school, and did you have timeout like in school? I don't know. Some schools did and didn't. But like somebody tell you go in timeout for 10 minutes and it felt like you spent the whole day. Yeah. Like, that's what it's like with sex. Like 10 minutes is a super long time. Have you ever tried to fight for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
I've never had a fight that lasted 10 minutes.
Neither have I. First of all, I'm starting fights in places where people are gonna break it up.
Please save me. Look,
I ain't never fought nowhere where we just free to fight for it until I'm gonna be peaceful. Let's talk this out. Not me. You got me messed up.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think if you doing it right,
it don't take all that.
10, 12 minutes.
If you doing it right, I don't need all that. You know that. Absolutely.
All right, it's my turn. I'm gonna go back to the end. In the time we have shared, when have you felt resentment towards me and why?
Resentment.
I'm sorry for that reason. I'm about to listen to that song. That's a good
I don't know what you singing.
Beyonce. Resentment.
Never heard it. Resentment. I think when we were going through marriage counseling and we were trying to figure out this new family dynamic, before I had clarity, I felt really I can't say I resented you because we never had the chance for it really to go left, and I think we worked through it. But the idea of being misunderstood, the idea of not being seen clearly made me feel resentment towards you. So some background on that. So me and the dynamic between my children's mother and I has always been very cordial. Like even throughout the course of our separation, we always still did family things. Like on their birthdays, we always were together doing activities on their birthdays, Christmas. I always went over there to open up the presents with the kids, stuff like that. So it was just very different, even like from what you were saying earlier. Yours was always like, when we over, we done. We like, I don't got nothing to say to you. It was just very different from that. So I think in the beginning, before I had clarity, observing you with your kid's father, I thought that that's what you were expecting from me and my child's mother. And I was like, I don't want that. Like, this works for us. This works well. And the fact that it didn't work for you made me feel like I wasn't trusted.
Yeah.
It made me feel like, there was something that you were worried about, or, that there was a wind of inappropriate things happening. And that was hard for me. That was a hard pill for me to swallow.
Of course, I think my answer is exactly the same thing, but I'm going to full on say that I felt resentment towards you. I think that your moment of like, ooh, this don't feel right, came in marriage counseling when we were forced to talk about what I felt was this elephant in the room. So I had been feeling those feelings for a long time, really the course of our relationship, because in my mind, there were a series of things that happened that drove me to this point. And although I expressed to you many a times that it is not that I feel like something is inappropriately happening, that you still have feelings for this person, that's not what it is. But I felt like there were boundary lines that weren't being respected. And because they weren't being respected, I started to develop some level of resentment towards you and towards the relationship that you two have. And it started to vex me to the point where I couldn't mask it anymore. So I do believe that everything came to the surface in marriage counseling. But for me, I had a chance to get there because it was more ongoing than what I think you realized, because that's just the way that y'all function and you didn't see a problem with it. For me, it's not the way that I function, and I see a huge problem with it. And the little things that I was saying, I don't think they registered, or even probably didn't even say them in the way that I felt them. And so when I was saying, hey, why is this happening? That don't make sense. For you, it's just like, oh, she don't understand, but that's how it is. Yeah. But for me, it was like, God, I hate this, and I am getting irritated.
And see, this is what I didn't understand. The level of vexation, if that's a word, the level of vex that you were, to me, didn't match the behaviors. I was like, yo, you turned up like there's there's romantic nature things happening. Yeah. And for me, the things that were issue were things that I think were helpful to my children. And that's why I had a hard time. Like, the things you're upset about are things that are kind. You know what I mean? Like, if she is frustrated about something that happened at the house, I'm not going over there fixing nothing. But if she's like, oh my goodness, the such and such broke, in your mind, you're like, yo, why is she calling you for that? And I'm like, she's just frustrated and she's talking to me. So for me, I was worried about losing that dynamic because it's something that I know benefited my children. Like, I wasn't sure if, I don't know what this would have looked like for them had it not been for them able to see us function in a way that was still kind to one another. You know what I mean? Like, and I think to you, you felt like, oh, well, I don't want to share my man with somebody. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's where we just had this issue of, and if I'm being 100% honest, I think we made it past it. There's still, I don't know. Oh, do you feel like we've made the past this 100%? Is there still some residue here from that? When we talk about it and we go back to that place, I still feel like there's like a little, I feel like I get transported right back to that marriage counseling couch. It's a little bit of tension there.
I think it's like one of those things that because it's so emotionally charged and it's something that we're going to have to deal with for the next, I don't even know how many years, that there's always the chance that something is going to happen that takes me right back to that place of like, no. But I can say, I'm going to say this. I can say that since we've had that moment at marriage counseling, I haven't felt like there have been boundary lines that have been crossed. I do still think that there is opportunity for it, though.
What were the boundary lines that were being crossed again?
What?
Before just clarity. I mean, we're here talking about it now. Like, I want to make sure that people
I just
listen.
want to know what you're asking me.
What were the boundary lines that were being crossed prior to this?
So I think the feeling that you tapped on was very accurate. Like, I didn't want to feel like I was sharing my husband with somebody. Like, you're not any other woman, especially your ex confidant. You're not their rescue. You're not their emergency contact. You're not, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're not that. And I don't want to feel like I'm in competition with somebody else for your time and your attention, whether it's friendly or romantic. Like, that's just, I feel like I should never be put in that position to feel like that. Because I would never put you in that position to feel like that. There is never going to be a time where you have to question whether somebody comes before you or not. I questioned that, and I did not like the way that felt.
Really?
Absolutely. So when there are things that continue to happen, like, you guys have to interact. You have to, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I think we're at a space now where I've been able to voice that concern. And I think that when you approach interactions with her, hopefully you have that in the back of your mind. Like, that's something to consider.
So there was stuff I was doing that was making you question whether or not priority wise that you were.
Yes.
Wow.
You want to move on to the next question, or you want to keep talking?
No, this is good. We're past this now.
Yes.
And it helps me, and I'm glad that we can have this conversation from this vantage point. You know, life is lived forward, understood backwards. I'm glad I can look back on it now because we moved past it. And I think that these moments that are still real to us are real for the people that are watching this right now. There's so many people who are trying to navigate this space of blended family. You're trying to make it work with somebody. You're dealing with this area of boundaries, right? And this conversation right here, right now, I think is so relevant right now. So I don't want to move past it.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't tap dancing on no feelings, but
you A-Town stumping on it. You doing the cue, dog. You on my joint right now.
You know me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you how I want to tell you, but I think, go ahead. I was just going to say, you want to talk or you want to talk?
Come on.
Okay. It's not, this balance is found in ex relationships. We have to deal with ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, ex-wives and husbands, but it's also felt in parental relationships where there is this dynamic of a mother-son relationship or a mother-daughter relationship, and now you're the spouse or the significant other and you're coming into that, but you're still feeling the pull of that other relationship, right? Where I've been so close with my mom for so long, now I can't tell where the priority lines lie. Like, you're always running to your mom and you never come to me for, not you, I'm just saying, you know, for advice or when you're in trouble or whatever like that. Feeling, if you're going to choose to be in a relationship with somebody, I think not only just stating that they are your priority, but actually showing that your significant other is the priority. I think in our situation, you said a lot with your mouth, you are my priority. I don't think at all times, in my eyes, the actions back that up.
See, now this is where, and I'm gonna try not to, but this is where we had a. I'm like, what were you seeing? What was happening? Because in my mind, I'm like, yo, I'm with you all the time. Like at that point, every free moment that I had was yours. And I'm in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, how often did she see me interact with her or talk to her? Or like in comparison, it's like, where were you drawing these moments where you said, wow, I think she's more a priority? Because in my mind, I'm like, okay. And then how many times did you see me talk where it didn't have anything to do with the kids? So I'm like, where's this coming from?
I think that the natural ebb and flow of your relationship, when you were in a relationship, when you got in a relationship with me, it didn't change, right? So just for one instance, I'm just going to bring up an example that you didn't even realize happened, right? But we're at the fireworks. We all went together and it was cold outside and she got her coat out of the car and you were like, I think it's just natural to you, but like helping her put her coat on and making sure that she was warm, like, yeah, kind of put it over her shoulder. She stuck her arms in and then you pulled it tight to me while your girlfriend is sitting just right there in the chair. Like, to me, that just, I felt super uncomfortable. Like, that is a very loving, caring gesture. And there wasn't a, hey, babe, do you need your coat? Hey, babe, you good? Like, none of that. And I don't think it was malicious. I don't think it was intentional. I just think that it comes very natural to you. But when you get in a relationship with somebody, I think you have to be cognizant of how your interactions appear, even if it's pure-hearted on your side, how it appears to the person that you're in a relationship with. And right or wrong, you were in a relationship or are in a relationship with a person that has been cheated on, that has been lied to, that has been deceived, that has been manipulated, that has been abused. And all of that is a part of who she is. And there are things that even if you don't intend it to look that way, because of the lens that I have and that I'm coming in a relationship with, I never thought that was a problem, that you were going to cheat. But you taking care of someone in that way that I know that you take care of me too, I don't want to see that. I don't want to feel like, yo, he does that for me. Why is he doing that for somebody else? Like, there are some things that are just reserved, should be, for me. And that type of care and attention, I believe that should be just reserved for the person that you're in a relationship with.
Okay. I've reached my threshold of vulnerability with this audience. I don't even know whose card that was. How many cards have you done?
I don't know. I don't know what the question was. So
it was resentment.
Oh, that was mine.
That was yours.
Yeah, I went there.
Oh, hold on, lighten this up. Let me get away from these. See, look, this is why the and look here. You can't skim the surface with the and. It's gonna make you get deep. Okay.
And regardless of that, we've always had the mentality and kept that we're going to keep it real with y'all and we're going to be honest with y'all. And I just hope that conversation resonated with somebody else. And you can understand that one is something that you can work through. But there are problems that even if we conquer them, because we're in a relationship and we deal with everyday life, it's going to come back up. Mm-hmm. And for us to be able to sit here and articulate. Yes, that word.
There you go.
Our feelings to one another when in the past we couldn't do that. To me, that's progress. And for me, I hope that shows somebody else that it is possible to tread on really difficult conversations, but articulate your emotions and your feelings and your thoughts clearly. Have someone hear you, even if it's too much in this moment. I know that you can handle that. And I know that we can come back and have finish that conversation.
Yeah. And I'm learning, and this is something I'm learning in this season of my life, in this relationship, that being right in your mind does not absolve you from your duty to be a good listener.
Absolutely.
And I that's an area I've always struggled with, because in my mind, when I have a thought or when I feel like and I'm gonna say this. There's a lot of times where I dumb this down for the sake of being humble, but I know God has given me a measure of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes there are things, and it's also an area that I'm uniquely like vexed in. Like when there's something I feel like is useful or is good or nourishing, and it's felt like it's being rejected, I felt like a push to be like, no, yo, how do you not see this? How do you not see this?
Mm-hmm.
This is right. I have to show you that it's right, because if I show you that it's right, then you'll accept it.
Mm-hmm.
What I have to understand is that not everything that's right in my mind is right.
Yeah.
Not everything that is right in my mind is right in real life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or right for the person that you're talking to, right? So just like the scenario we're just talking about, this scenario, in my mind, this is how I see it. Let me just show you that this is right.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm charged up on this notion that I'm right, it's inhibiting me from being a good listener to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't tell you how many times I felt you just close up in conversation. I'm like, yo, I did it again. You know what I'm saying? And now I was having a talk with Robinson, my dog. It's, if you don't have a friend who's a therapist, I suggest you get hip. You just get close with one of them, because they just give you little free sessions here in a while, every once in a while. But he was telling me, and he was being vulnerable. He's like, man, like this is my area of issue, right? Where like, because I'm a good communicator, or because I'm a thinker in my mind, if I talk enough, or if I explain it enough, or if I lean on my communication skills, then she'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But just because you're communicating well doesn't mean you're communicating something that's valuable to them. Or if they just don't see it's right, or if it's not right for them, it don't matter how well you communicate it. No, this is not helping me. Yeah. And I'm learning that. That's something I'm learning in this season, to just be quiet and just listen. She doesn't want a minister right now. She doesn't want a counselor or a therapist or whatever. She just wants an ear. She wants to talk to you, and she wants to be heard. And I'm learning that.
Amen. Hallelujah.
It's hard. It's hard. We don't need all that. Okay. How do you think having more children would affect our relationship?
Can't happen, won't happen.
Answer the question. Can I tell them about a scare?
No, because it wasn't even a scare. It was literally just your paranoia.
I was scared as Hades. I don't know what you're talking about. Answer the question first. Then I'm going to tell them.
It would probably ruin it. I don't know. Like,
ruin our relationship?
Wow. Apocalyptic. No, being serious.
Ma'am.
I think we have 5 kids. Like, I think it would change the vision that we've had for our relationship, as far as the things we want to accomplish, how much time we want to spend together. I think it would change those things. I don't think it would really change our relationship at all. If anything, it might bring us closer.
Who podcasting with a newborn baby upstairs?
I mean, listen.
That monitor go off in the middle of the episode.
What's them Angel and her dude, the one who you said you like their skits?
Oh, yeah.
They used to do a podcast, and that baby would be sitting right on her lap.
Newborn?
He was, I mean, he could sit up, he could hold his neck still. But he used to sit right on her lap. But no, I think it would, if anything, like I said, it would probably bring our family closer together. Like I joked and said, we need a bridge baby, like a baby that bridged the 2 families together. Like, we got your kids, we got my kids, but we don't have no together kids. I think it would be dope. I think it would be exciting. I think it would be not cool to see you in daddy mode, like with a newborn and when I'm pregnant. And I think it would be amazing, but I don't want to do it. But I can't think of a negative besides, it might slow some stuff down. Yeah, and we probably need to be slowed down in some areas, but
for sure. It would slow us down in some areas and expedite a couple things as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be bad though, but yeah. I just don't want no more kids.
I don't have to add any more things. I don't have to add any more
to
that, because that's exactly what. But I will say this, y'all, over the last week, right? So Brandy has been showing like all pregnancy signs. And I don't know if it's pregnancy signs, but this is what happened. We were at this event, right? This event where we were doing something special for the kids during Halloween. We handed out candy at this event. and one of our old classmates sends a comment on Facebook and was like, what did she say?
Well, I had posted that my brother and sister are expecting. That sounds weird. My brother and sister-in-law. She's my sister, but if I say it like that, it seems like they.
We got you.
Yeah. Anyway. My brother and sister-in-law were expecting, and she put under the comment, "You're pregnant too. I could tell by the way you was walking at the trunk, that waddle you had at the trunk or treat." I'm like, first of all, my pants was just too tight.
Pump
your brakes.
This is why you gotta be careful who you let speak to you or what you like in your spirit, because now everything that happened after that put thoughts in my head. Now, mind you, this was a bad batch of things that were happening. She kept complaining about nausea.
Well, first of all, we had a lot of sex the week before.
Yeah, so.
But just the week before, okay?
Just the week before. But she was complaining about nausea. What else was it, babe?
You claimed that I said my nipples were sensitive.
No, you definitely said that verbatim. In the middle of all the sex we was having.
I was super tired.
You were sleeping all the time. And you even were saying like, well, why am I so tired? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Why am I getting so nauseous? Like, you don't even know what's happening. So I said it one day joking. I was like, ooh, you think you...
And all I said was that would make sense.
And that's all it took for me. I mean, that would make a lot of stuff make sense. Boom, boom, boom. Yo, the last episode, last Sunday, I don't know how we made it through that, because I was down here with my mind running the whole time like, oh my gosh, she pregnant.
Literally, no, it wasn't then. It was the live on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, the live.
Literally, soon as we got, if y'all noticed that Russell cut the live really short, that's why. As soon as we got off, we went to Walgreens to get a pregnancy test.
Yeah, and
I knew that I wasn't pregnant. First of all, we had literally just had sex like 2 days before.
Well, who knew when it happened? Because it ain't like that was our first time having sex. Like,
it wasn't our first time having sex, but like for me to be pregnant then would have been like, and for it to show up on a pregnancy test, it would have been like miraculous. But I also knew that the way he was freaking out, the only way that you were going to calm down is if I just obliged you and took a pregnancy test. So I did, and it was negative, of course. I knew I wasn't pregnant.
But technically, if it was from those times, then it would have been too early to see things.
True. And then today he's going to say, but be honest, wasn't you a little disappointed when it was negative? And I will quickly say no. I was not disappointed in the least bit.
Ooh, I can't. Look, I was messing with it too. Like, oh, don't you have another kid? Come on, let's have another kid. Playing around. But the moment that it could have been real, I was like, oh, no, I don't want this for me. Yeah. I don't want this for me.
Nah, we just passed it.
Yes.
I'm almost 40. Like, and not that women can't have babies after 40, but it's like a higher risk for Down syndrome, and it's called a geriatric pregnancy. Like, I'm good.
You definitely gonna have a geriatric.
I'm not going to have a geriatric. This Mirena better work real good.
We leaning really hard on that Mirena. We trusting that thing a little too much.
I don't know. I feel like we are like getting towards the end. I got a bunch of questions left.
See, look, I told you we need more cards.
This is one that I wanted to know. If I had the opportunity to work in another country, would you come with me?
No. Who's gonna take care of the kids? Somebody gotta be here for the family.
Obviously, we would all have to go.
Huh? We have more than kids that just live with us. Okay.
Well, I mean, the kids that live with us would have to go, and we'd have to see your kids on the holidays.
What? You're not taking no job in no other country. What are you doing? No. What? How much they paying? What country is it?
The cards say, if I had the opportunity to work in another country, would you come with me? And don't give me a salary, and don't give me what the job is, and don't give me what the country is. Okay?
You're not going anywhere. Neither am I.
Stop asking extra questions.
No, we're staying here. We already been trying to get to Houston already.
Exactly. So
and you see, we still here.
Cut up country, but state. If I just start applying for jobs,
we can't go nowhere. What do you mean?
I really feel like you just pigeonholed in this
I'm sorry.
place.
Look here.
Oh, we got a lot of people in Houston that listen to us. Write us. Tell us the good areas. We coming. Let us know where to look for houses at. I'm sick of this. Ready to go.
Next card.
It's about to be winter. I'm ready to go.
Let's get deep. This is an icebreaker question. What sexual position do you think is overrated? Which do you think is underrated?
Now that I'm a fully grown adult, I feel like doggy style is very overrated. There's so many better positions than doggy style. Like you're it's not intimate, first of all, because I can't see you. Like all you see is the ripples in my booty, which might be a nice effect, but like for me, I'm just like looking at the pillow or the wall or something. Like it's very.
Now, you be liking that.
Very. Even when I try to look back, I be in a crick in my neck. Like it's just too much.
Right.
But there are a lot of variations to that position that feel 100 times better and are more intimate and allow for a deeper connection and a deeper
You nasty.
yeah. And then what was the one that was underrated?
Yeah, what's underrated?
I don't know what it's called, but both of us, it's like a variation of doggy style, I guess you would say. It's like both of us on our knees, but we're standing.
Oh, you talking about
we're
that?
like,
That's not.
I don't know what
That's
that's
not
called.
even. That's just not known. People just don't know it.
you don't know that. You don't know what people doing in their bedroom.
I know they don't know about that.
That's underrated.
They don't know about that.
Somebody's sleeping on that. We have to draw y'all a picture or something because I
gotta
can't
find out
explain
a
it real
name for
good.
it.
But
We gotta come up with a name.
Rocket.
The Scorpion King.
I'm gonna take you to the sky. About 2-3 minutes.
All right. All right.
I don't know why you got me talking about stuff like that. You
Calm-
already know. I
calm
don't got
down.
no filter. All right. So mine is, what's the longest you've gone without having sex?
What's the longest?
Mm-hmm.
5 years.
Like consecutive?
Consecutive.
It wasn't 5.
It's 5 years.
Count them.
Uh,
That doesn't even make sense.
I was married for 7.
Uh-huh. You went 5 consecutive years. So after 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. No.
No. Wait, what are you talking about?
Because Lily was born in 2013.
Oh, yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me see. What year were you married? You put me on the spot. What year did I get married? You don't know. Oh, it was 2009.
Well, Single was born in 2010. So
Yeah, that makes it
Okay.
2009. 10. Had been right after that. So 11, 12, 13.
but you had to have sex.
So there was that, and that's the thing. That's what was so crazy about that. It was like, how did this happen? Because our marriage was already on the rocks. The one time we do it in years, then here she come. You know,
And here she comes.
God just like, look, I don't got a lot of opportunity. She got to get into the earth. So yeah, I guess how long was that? So she was born in
2013.
13. So there was 9. He was born in 10, 11, 12, 13. So it had been like 3 years. Then there was that one time Lily was born. And then, what? 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah.
So 3 years.
3 years.
All right.
Yeah.
That was a really long way to say 3
Sorry.
years.
I forgot about Lily.
Wait, what?
Sorry.
So same 3. Yeah, 3 years was the longest that I went without. No, that's not true. 18, 19. No, it's probably like 4.5 years.
Hmm?
Yeah. 2018,
It was
all
3.
of 2019. It was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. We'll do a couple more. How many more you want to do?
I don't
So
know.
I know which ones.
Just go.
Keep it rolling.
2.
All
One
right,
for
do
you,
this
one for me.
Oh, it's perfect. I like these sex questions. I'm nasty. This is good. This is gonna be a good conversation starter.
All right.
How do you let your partner know that you're in the mood for sex?
I say it. I usually say it. I'm too blunt for like the innuendos. I think I usually say it, or I back my booty up on you when we in the bed, and I won't stop.
So how would you do it if it's like in the middle of the day?
I usually say it.
It's true.
I'm very vocal. Like,
Yeah.
you wanna? I wanna.
Yeah, I still have trouble with this.
Yes, you do.
Uh,
Talk about it. Why is that an issue?
Well, it was an issue in my previous marriage. So I always felt like I was nasty for trying to
Asking for
initiate.
sex.
Initiating sex, yeah. And when you're constantly rejected for it, you almost feel like you build up a insecurity about it. So it's easier if it happens naturally versus, you know, you putting yourself out there, you know.
I think and we've talked about this before, but for us in our relationship, it's super important for you to vocalize that for me.
Yeah.
Because I told you, we talked about sex for me really being a filler for an emotional void that was there. Like, I don't really feel an emotional connection. I don't want to allow myself to have an emotional connection. So I'll just sleep with you. And then that will help bring those feelings, like mimic those feelings of, oh, we're so in love because we're having sex. Now that we are in a relationship, I am super emotionally fulfilled. Like, I don't feel the pull so much to have sex to fill that emotional void. So I am really good with not having as much sex as I thought that we were. You know what I'm saying? Like, once a week is cool for me now because I'm so fulfilled in other areas of our relationship that's like the icing on the cake. But I also know that you have feelings, you have desires, you want to be intimate. And if you don't say that, I'm just going to go to sleep. I'm just going to chill. And I don't want you to feel like I don't want to because I'm not initiating it. So when you want to, like, I need you to say that. I need you to be like, yo, I need you. Yeah. I want you. And you can have me. But if you don't say it, it's probably not going to happen until I'm ready.
Okay.
That's cool. We can agree on that.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it.
All right, this is my last one.
You said 2 more.
Yeah, one for me, one for you.
Oh, I thought it was 2 each. Dang, I gotta choose.
Do you feel like we've lived up to the dreams we had when we started this relationship? Why or why not?
Yes, I think we're at the precipice. We talked about this last night. You know what I mean? I think the fact that we've blended our families, our kids love one another. We're doing the business of life with a semblance of harmony and peace. That's really all I could ask for. Like, I'm grateful for what we have. I know we felt a pull and a push and a nudge to share our experience outward. We felt the push to find a way to do that. Of course, what they never told us is the vehicle for how we're doing that in this season. And I think that we've been blessed so far. Like, the fact that right here in our basement, you know, there's somebody right now on their way to work listening to us, or someone who tunes in faithfully, you know, even from a different country. I think that that's insane, you know, and I'm not ungrateful for that, but I also know that there's so much more that God has for us to do. So while I celebrate this, I do know that this is just the beginning, you know, and there's so much more work that we have at our hands to do. So thankful for what this is. I do believe that we are living out our dreams, the beginning of. Yes.
So I think I would have to agree with the fact that I think we are living up to the dreams that we had in this relationship. One, internally, we made a promise to each other that we would keep God at the forefront of our relationship. And dating, sometimes we just got so enamored with each other that it was really hard to do that. It felt like God, we were so thankful that he gave this to us, but we got so wrapped up in the blessing that sometimes we forgot the blesser. And I think that when we got married, we really wanted to turn that around. And I think we've done a really great job of doing that. And I think we've done a great job of bringing or centering our family around that. And I think when we do everything that we do it in love. We do it in the spirit of, like, it's going to uplift the kingdom. I'm like you, I can't even be disappointed with that. There are things that we are living out right now that I never dreamed for us. And I'm so thankful that we have the opportunity to just be included, that he saw fit for us to be the two people to put this type of stuff out in the world, because there are a million people doing a podcast. There are a million people who are capable of doing a podcast, but just aren't. But for him to push us to do this in the way that he has used this platform to change people, to change us in the process, is bigger than what I dream for us. It's bigger than what I dream for myself. And I am ready and willing to be used in any other capacity.
Yeah, you about to be swole. Wait till you see where this thing go.
That's okay. I'm good. I'm good now. I was totally against it in the beginning because it just wasn't what I saw for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I couldn't imagine, why do people want to listen to me? I ain't got nothing good. I ain't got nothing useful to say. But he turned that around for me. And now I'm like, yo, any other part that I think ain't good or useful, you can turn that around too, huh? Here's this. I'm giving this to you. Fix this in me. Mm-hmm. And he's been doing that. So
that's what's up.
I'm grateful.
Absolutely. Me too. I like these games. Round of applause for both of them. Let's Get Deep, the After Dark edition. Don't get that unless you're married.
Available at Target.
Yeah, they got those at Target. And the couples edition. Check it out on YouTube. I'm not gonna give you the link because you gotta pay us for that. You gotta get sponsorships for that. You ain't did that. You lucky we doing all this in the first place.
Stop playing. If you want to go get
no,
this,
don't
you can
do
go
that.
to.
No, seriously, don't. No. What?
Why? What if somebody is sitting right now and they want to get this?
We literally live in a day and age of Google. Google the and card game and get that. There's something we got to pay for. They got to pay for something. Come on now. It's free advertisement.
Yeah, and then they about to go Google it. They don't
Here,
pay us.
they better give us a link or something. Get the and / what they never. Get 50% off something. That's look. No, but what do you think about doing these with the live?
We
do a couple
it.
select questions, see if people answer. In fact, we're gonna do a little trial game night leading up to our season finale live. So come ready to interact tomorrow via Facebook, via YouTube, and maybe TikTok. Maybe that's how it be.
And remember, you can always support the show via Cash App, $ what they never told us. You can also just come to our Facebook, which is whatever the Facebook URL is / what they never told us, and come and just like and participate in our discussions, participate in our posts and our reels, because Facebook is giving us the money. So all you got to do is interact with that. If you don't want to pull the coins out of your own pocket, that is a great way to support our show.
That part, absolutely. Can't thank y'all enough. We'll be back tomorrow. What episode is this? I don't even know. Do you?
It doesn't even
9
matter at this point.
I just be trying to think how long we got for the rest of the season.
I'm gonna go back and reorder them all anyways.
Don't do that.
It's gonna be 101 to whatever 125, whatever we on right now.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. All right, y'all. We finna slide. As always, we love.
And y'all should love too.
Peace.